You know how they say it can take 30 days to form a habit? Well, I decided to test this out and I drew every day for the month of October. And I did this because in the past few months I've been finding it really hard to create art again. And if you can relate, keep watching because in this video I will be discussing 6 points that made this challenge possible. Whether you're doing an art challenge or any other challenge, it's always important to make your environment comfortable. And here I have a tray with my essentials. Clips to keep the pages of my sketchbook in place, a normal rubber and a putty rubber to fade out any sketches, a sharpener, a mechanical pencil as well as a normal pencil. And for the normal pencil, I like using a hard pencil because this does not smudge when you apply watercolor. And one of my favorites is the rubber pencil. And lastly, a fine liner pen which I sometimes use for line work. And to make my experience as flowing as possible, I knew that I had to make my working space as comfortable as possible. So I decided to bring most of my art supplies on my table to have access to them all the time. When you're trying to achieve something, it's always important to have a vision or work towards creating one. And when I create something like a new drawing or I work on a new project, I use references, inspiration, and my own imagination to create that vision. And during this challenge, I wanted to reduce drawing from references and create more from my own imagination. But I still used references to see proportions, textures, lighting, or just a specific environment that I wanted to implement in my artwork. And at the end of this challenge, I ended up with a huge library of references and inspiration. So when you do something every day, you automatically start building a routine for yourself without you even realizing. I started this challenge thinking that I would draw whenever I would feel like, maybe sometimes in my room, sometimes at a coffee shop, or sometimes outside. But in reality, I ended up drawing in my room pretty much all the time. And after I would finish the drawing for the day, I would quickly edit my short, post it, and then I would spend my evening relaxing. Building a routine helped me make this challenge part of my daily life. And by day 13, it was obvious to me that I would complete this challenge. And as much as routines are important, it's sometimes good to break them. For me, it was those moments where I started my day by going out, and sometimes I even started drawing outside, and that really made me feel more inspired, and I was looking forward to completing the drawing for the day. Now, when you have to create something every single day, it can get challenging. On my birthday, I woke up sick, and this was the most time where I considered stopping the challenge. But here is where I had to convince myself to keep working toward my final goal, and I went over my plan and motivated myself to keep going. There were also other days where I was finding it hard to create, and I did have to start my artworks over and over again until I was somewhat happy with the result. So at the beginning of this challenge, I created a table with all the prompts that I had to create during the month of October. And every time I was ready from one of them, I would go to that page and tick it off. And this really helped me because the list was getting smaller and smaller each time, and I was getting closer to my final goal. To also keep me motivated, and since I was sharing this challenge on my Instagram, I also decided to pick a quote for each word. And this was because when you read quotes and when you really think about them, it keeps you inspired, it keeps you motivated, it gives you that positive thing that you might need to hear. And this brings me to the next thing that I wanted from this challenge, which was that when I post that artwork and someone gets to read the description or they get to see the artwork, I get to somehow make their day better. Maybe some of you are watching this video because you want to see whether drawing for 30 days would improve your art. When you challenge yourself every day, you are definitely improving in one way or another. My art did not improve from one artwork to another, meaning that if you look at this day, which I did at the beginning, and at this one, which was done toward the end of the challenge, it does not mean that the last one is better. I'm not really used to drawing, guys. And this was actually from a photo that my boyfriend took of me when we were in London earlier this year. And I decided to draw that in my sketchbook. So this is why I decided to actually draw directly from the reference for once. One, because it was my own photo that we took, and two, because it now represents a memory that I can go back to every time I look at the sketchbook. But yes, overall, I definitely did get that confidence to create art. And the fact that I experimented with different art supplies definitely made me a better artist. At the time of recording this, which is a week after the challenge, I can say that I am very motivated and inspired to create again. I hope this also inspires you to create your own challenges, to create your own goals. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have completed any challenges and what kept you motivated throughout. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!